We're talking about our listeners' worst experiences with an airline. Luckily, we haven't talked to anybody who's gotten beaten up and dragged out of their seat, like this poor doctor that has been all over the internet.
Oh, man.
Or young women who haven't been allowed on their flight because of wearing leggings. We haven't seen that. But there's still some pretty bad experiences. We got Mary, who actually flew with Delta last week. They lost her luggage. She had to buy some new clothes. Hers were winter clothes, and she was in Vegas. So you try to find some, yeah,
it's hot in Vegas
winter
now, right?
clothes and stuff in Vegas. Well, it's always a little warm there. Then coming home, the flight was delayed 3 times. And they said no flight attendants arrived just before it was canceled. So that's why they couldn't do it, because they didn't have any flight attendants. She said the whole thing was just horrible. It sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it does.
Patty said her flight coming back from Chicago to Newark couldn't land. They aborted because it was too foggy. They went to another airport and sat there for hours, but then still couldn't get off the runway. Oh, that's a nightmare.
Something like that, believe it or not, I know I haven't flown for years and years, but I was flying into L.A. to visit my sister, who was like an hour away in Lancaster, and there was fog, and they were going to land in Palmdale, which was pretty close to Lancaster, and then drive us all the way out to LAX. And I'm like, is there a way that I could just be picked up at this airport because I'm really close to where I'm going? Nope.
No, because they have to
process
you with the other
destination. Yeah,
it's always a nightmare. So let's go to the phones. We got a bunch of people calling in with their own flight disasters. Who's this?
This is Mike from Newburgh.
Mike, tell us about your worst airline experience.
Well, it's not as terrible as that guy you were just telling me about. I was very fortunate to win tickets to go to Las Vegas from PDH.
Oh, very nice.
And it was very thrilling. But we had a link flight we had to go down to Atlanta. So the first one was like a 747 or something. It was lovely and it was beautiful. And we were thrilled and everything was great. The second flight was a DC-10. And as we're flying across the United States, this thing is rattling, and the storage bins above the seats are opening, and there's this shaking, and I'm like, this thing looks like it's going to fall apart. So we landed, everything was fine. It was probably 2 weeks after that one of those DC-10s lost their engine.
Oh, my God.
There was a time when, and I said to my wife, I said, oh, my God. That might have been the plane we were on. The thing sounded like it was going to lose an engine then.
That's scary.
I'm glad it didn't happen to you.
It didn't. And the trip was lovely, and I still thank PDH for that.
Oh, well, congratulations on winning. I appreciate it. I'm glad it all worked out. WPDH, who's this?
Hey, this is Mike from Monroe. What's up?
All right, Mike, tell us about your bad airline experience.
Oh, man. It was a few years ago, actually. We were it was with security, actually. We were going through security, and they were doing the whole checking bags and whatnot. And they said to me, oh, you have something in your bag that you're not supposed to bring. We got to go through your stuff. We got to pat you down. I'm like, all right, whatever, fine. So they're going through my bag, and they pull out this comb that I had that looked like one of those stiletto knives that, like, the old greasers had. And the lady just looks at me, and she's just like, are you kidding me? You're going to take the plane with you? And I'm like, it's a comb. Don't worry about it. She's like, all right, I got to take this. You can't have it. And then she pulls out a ball that had a bunch of liquid in it, like a bouncy ball. She ended up holding us up like 20 minutes. But we did end up making our flight, but it was just, a hassle going through security. But it was all right.
So you got hassled for a bouncy ball and a Fonzie comb.
Yeah.
The switchblade comb.